Learn from experience, not from concepts. Welcome to episode 214 on this lovely rainy, where I am, Thursday in England, and the Marketing for Owners podcast. I'm John. Hello. If you haven't been here before, you want to know all about it, go to marketingforowners.com, the website. You'll find out what everything's about. If you go to the podcast page, you'll find lots of videos, the audio, the transcript, the show notes of every single one of the other 213. It's all good. Funny thing is, I actually go, and even though I'm the one who says these and explains these, I go in and read them every now and again to remind me what's good to do. That's all this is about. So, what am I talking about today? Well, I have to say, first of all, a hat tip to James Wedmore, because this came from in a Facebook group, something he put out and was discussed. James is my video guru, my go-to video guy. Absolutely fantastic. You should follow him. Have I mentioned before? Probably, but we'll get him again. But what he was explaining was that the fact that you need experiences. Now, for instance, you're listening to me talking on a podcast. You may have listened to me yesterday and the day before and last week. You may be starting to understand the things I'm talking about, and when others ask you for information, you can give them the benefit of your experiences. However, for them, they need to experience it themselves. At this point, it is a concept to them. It's your experience, your understanding, but this time it's a concept. I've explained it to you, you've explained it to them, they've hopefully understood, but they weren't there. They just pick out the nuggets, it's an idea. So they then need to implement, to learn and to experience. Up until then, it's just a concept. Now, in the world of internet marketing, the world of internet marketing, this is a big deal. You have people who teach things that they have never done themselves. So they hear it as a concept from someone else. It's third-hand information. It sounds fantastic because the person they heard it from was trying to sell them something online that enables them to get the result that they've convinced that person they want to get. In other words, mostly it's how to make lots of money online without packing in your job and without having to do much work, maybe for just an hour a day, maybe for half an hour a day, maybe while you're in your pajamas. How could life not be fabulous if these were true? But it's a concept. So what happens is someone hears that from we'll call them a guru because that's what they want to be called. They think that's fantastic. They buy the product. Perhaps they're offered affiliate commission for selling it to anyone else. That is probably one of the ways the guru says they will make money. So they go tell all their friends, and some of their friends buy it. But at this point, that person is just explaining a concept. It is not something they know about, it's not something they've discovered, it's not something they have experienced. And that is not good. The chances are it will not work. It may not have been able to work in the first place. The person who told them may not have experienced it. They may have read it or got the concept from someone else. So how will you know that? You can ask them. You can read what they say. How do you believe it? You don't have to believe it because you need to experience it for yourself. Now, I sound like I may be going over and over the same thing. But if that's what it needs, then so be it. Seriously, do not believe everything everybody tells you. It may not be applicable to your business. And that's no good, is it? We don't like that. No, you've got to try it. Now, for example, when in marketing for owners, every single tool that I've recommended that you should use, I've used. The chances are I've used it that day, because most of these tools are used all the time. And for instance, Movie Pro is an app for recording iPhone videos. I'm using it right now. Yeah. This is going to go into Dropbox. I made some notes in Evernote. These things I use. There are plenty of other services instead of Dropbox. You've got Box and you've got Google Drive. I actually do use Google Drive, but I don't recommend it for this. And there are many other services. There are things like Windows OneNote. Never used it. Probably fantastic. I have staff at work who use it. I never have, so I can't recommend it. Now, when I recommend books, I've read them. Some books I don't like. You're not going to hear about those. When I tell you how to work the marketing system, it is what we do here. It is not from a concept. It is actually learned and devised from what we do. Now, what I've done originally is I have modelled other people's concepts. I've studied what people have done. To me, then that is a concept. I've then modelled it and tried it myself. That becomes an experience. That is tested, and tweak it and see if it works. And I can tell you, some of these things do not work. Stuff that works like gangbusters for others does not work for me. It might work in my fire safety business, but it doesn't work in my marketing business. And if it's not proven, if it's not going to work for everyone, I won't tell you. Or if I do, I'll explain the conditions that it may not work for that, it may work for this. But this is all from experience. We at Fire Protection Online, I mean, if you've read anything about me, this marketing system has developed over 100,000 customers. In fact, just trying to think, a couple of weeks ago, I think, or last week, I just wondered what it was at the time, and it was something like 104,505 customers. Yes, they're still coming in. It still works. That whole system has been applied to marketing for owners from scratch. Nothing else, just the system. Talk about practice what you preach. It works. How did you get here? How did you hear about my podcast? How, if you're watching a video somewhere embedded, how did you find that? You've been caught up in the system. This works. It's for real. So make sure that when you hear it from me and you apply it, that you bear in mind that I'm explaining it to you. You still have to try it. Don't just assume this will work. There are many, many aspects and many angles. Take it from my experience, put it into your own experience. Don't just assume, but don't go telling other people. In fact, you can tell people to come and listen to me, see what they think, but don't tell people, oh, this guy's got this wonderful thing, do this, do that, because you don't know, you're just passing it on. That's not the way to do it, okay? Unless you've experienced it. It's very, very important. James Wedmore wrote an excellent piece on it, but it's a great concept, and it's a good way to be. Never assume anything, always test it. Did I mention Thursday? Yes, Drive Time podcast. Now today is a good one. Of course, they're always good, but today is a quite a well-known one. This is called Mixergy, and it's spelled mixergy.com. If you go to Mixergy, you can look up Mixergy in iTunes, Stitcher, it will be everywhere. It's from Andrew Warner. It is fabulous. It's one of the original interview shows where they interview experts and learn from how they got to where they are and what they do. Now, it's got to the point where on Mixergy there is a premium, a paid side, where some of these experts have created lessons to teach what they do. Fantastic concept. But anyway, just look up Mixergy. To look it up in Google. The iTunes thing is bound to come up because it's a very well-known show. But also look at the guy's website. If you go to the website, you come across what's called a welcome gate. It appears you have to opt in to get into the website. Now, it's not actually true, but what a fantastic email list builder. That is something to model. You can get that for free in the SumoMe app. We explain it all in our website tutorials. You want to know about that? Ask me. Email me, info@marketingforowners.com. Just say, John, tell me more about SumoMe.com. That's free as well. It's all good stuff, isn't it? See you tomorrow.